What's up everybody, it's Nick with Peak. Today we're going to show you our walk around of our 2022 Silverado ZR2. Since we're here, we'll start with the front, kind of go over some of the things we've done to this truck, some of the modifications that we've included, the reasons for them, and we'll take you around the walk around of the truck. First up, we did do our Peak 3/4 inch bumper spacer. Now what this does is it pushes the bumper out 3/4 as it says. This gives you room for tire clearance to fit larger tire, but what it also does is creates a flat plane for us to mount the lighting. For that, we did the KC Flex Era 4s. We did an array of 6 lights. These are both an amber function and a full bright function. They also have interchangeable bezels, which we went with the red. The theme of this truck, kind of like our Canyon, we only wanted to have like 2 colors. So this truck came black, so it has the red accents already from the flow tie and the tow hooks. So we did all the red accents for the KC stuff, which you'll see as we go through it. Another cool thing you'll see with the front of the truck, this is a prototype skid plate coming from CBI. We should expect to see these probably around the April time frame, but this integrates nicely into the factory bumper. It will replace your factory skid with a steel skid or aluminum options as well, and it does go back over the transfer case, so it's a pretty cool option. It also integrates perfectly into AV skids. If you have the Bison, it'll work just well with that, or even on the factory trucks like this one. We'll take you on the side and show you some more things that we did to the truck. So we'll work our way down the side of the truck, showing you some of the modifications we've done. First thing is ditch brackets. These are CBI ditch brackets. They fit a whole array of lighting, but we went with the KC Flex Era 3s. Again, this is also a dual function light, so it does have the amber backlight as well as the dual lens. So you have your diffused lens, you also have your spot, and we did with the red bezels as well. We added an extension bracket on this because we added the Midland 400 radio. So this is the Ghost antenna, mounts perfectly and integrates well. We've had really good success with doing this in the past, and for me and my visual aesthetics, I like having smaller, out of the way things, so it kind of just fits in this nice package. So some of you might notice a pattern with a lot of the builds that we have. And some of it's coincidence, some of it's intentional. Obviously, Falcon and AEV Creststones tends to be the mix we choose. This is the new Falcon AT4. This is the 37 by 12.5. You might be asking how we fit 37s. We have another video to show you how we did that, but 37s fit good on the Silverado ZR2 with some minor trimming and our 3/4 inch bumper spacers. This is the AEV Creststone dual sport wheel in satin black. This is also the bead lock protection ring configuration, so this mounts the exterior face of the wheel. So the cool thing is you can wheel this, you can scratch with the bead lock rings and just replace them with new ones. And the other thing you might notice as we walk through the truck, this has the Onyx finish protection rings. We color matched all of the graphics on this truck to only match this gray. So everything is the same color. And then next we'll go over some of the stuff that we have back here. So first thing you might notice, the CBI sliders. These are frame mounted sliders. They also double as a step. They have a nice laser cut step on it so you can actually get up and access things like this. We have a Prinzu rack, obviously. We also have American Adventure Lab mounts for rooftop tents, or I'm sorry, for ground tents, and then Max Tracks up there as well. These things are super beefy, and again, these should be available in the next few months as well. We were prototyping these for them, and so far they were great. So this is the Prinzu, the OG roof rack. This was a prototype fit for this vehicle. The Pro Rack is next. That one will be coming on. We'll show you guys an install video for that as well. I think that with the body style on this truck, the Pro Rack will integrate nicely into the body lines. Primarily, this kind of rear spoiler feature that Chevys add, it will line up perfectly with that and look like it belongs in the truck. But so far, like on the rest of our builds, we love the Prinzu racks, the modularity, the amount of accessories that they have and how well they're built. They've just fit our needs perfectly. So one of my favorite mods is that this is the brand new Smartcap Evo Sport. One of the things you might notice is that this now has a full glass panel on the back door. And previously they had a steel panel run on the bottom where they'd have the small window on it. Now it's full glass. They have the new hinges, new latches, which have the now integrated locks into them that you can also unlock from the inside, and a larger port window which can slide out of the way. They're really well made. We had the pleasure of getting the very first one. We drove to Texas to get this and have it installed, and you might find it on some of their install videos as well as their demonstration videos about how the thing operates, and you'll see our truck on some of the promotions. So these are really cool. They also have integrated rail systems, so you can mount their crossbars, you can mount roof racks, so many things. They're super modular, they're super easy to open. And the cool thing with this now full glass door is there's so much space now to reach inside and grab things. You also have your, like I mentioned before, your latches to actually get out of here. If you wanted to, like say, camp inside your cap, you can open them from the inside while having the latches locked. Another cool feature too, which we'll show you, the entire roof section of this is modular. And you can mount tables, you can mount ladder systems. You can also put integrated boxes here where you can mount a kitchen setup that comes down with like a cooking surface. There's so many things to do with a lot more stuff on the way. So they showed me some of the prototype boxes and configurations they have coming, and it's pretty rad. So if you haven't checked them out, I'd definitely check out Smartcap. These things are super awesome, and they're also made in Texas. So you might remember the Canyon wrap we had, which was like a white and black with a topo in the back. We kind of matched the same thing. We did a stealth version of that. So this is the same gray as the wheel we mentioned before. So you have the protection rings matching the graphics. We also did a ghosted topo on a matte black finish. So everything's there, but you can only notice it at certain angles, certain lights. We also have ghosted in logos of all of our partners involved with this build. So it's really cool. It still makes a statement, but not being so in your face. And it just looks really badass on this truck. Coming around the back, you'll notice right away we have the AEV bumper on this. So this is a pretty awesome bumper. This is their factory AEV edition on the Sierras or the Bison models of the Silverado and Sierra. They come with the integrated tow hooks. They also have lighting provision, so you can actually take these plastic pieces off and you can find Baja Squadrons, or you can fit similar sized lights that mount in the bumper. So it's pretty cool that you can do that from the factory bumper. All the sensors are integrated. You literally just plug in the bumper, mount it on the truck, and you're good to go. We also mounted an ARB compressor under the truck, which again, like our previous builds, you can't see it, but it's there. And then we have the mount or the chuck for the ARB here, which you can access from inside the bed to turn on the compressor. You can air up all your tires here or someone behind you, so it's a really handy place to keep it. It's out of the way, it's not in a hot engine bay, and with this being a 6.2 liter V8, it does get pretty warm in there. So we wanted to mount it somewhere that was safe out of the way, and since there's no spare, we'll show you where that goes. So another cool feature about the Smartcap is that it's tall enough you could fit a full-size spare, and in this case, a 37 fits in there all day, and truth be told, I'm not saying you should or will, you probably could fit 40s. So no, we're not doing that, and no, I don't suggest it for anyone else, but just saying you probably can. But that being said, for standard tires like a 33, 34, 35, 37, everything fits perfectly. We did mount our own spare tire mounting system because the AV one will not fit with the Smartcap. So if you do have the Bison with a spare in the back, you can move it elsewhere or just take that frame off and mount it the way that it is. Another cool feature, as I mentioned before, is all the provisions for mounting. You can do security screens that block the rear glass and add some protection for any of your valuables. We actually mounted a chase light on the inside because, like the rest of the truck, I wanted something stealth that's not out of place. So this is hidden behind the glass, and it will still operate and shine to anyone in the desert behind us or in any kind of conditions where it's warranted, but it's kind of hidden behind this door. And everything's controlled from an S-Pod inside the vehicle, but also a screen back here, so we can access any of our stuff from back here because I'm lazy and I don't want to walk to the cab to turn on the compressor, but I could do it all from right here and just turn it on. We can turn the lights on from here as well. So it's just a convenient system to have basically two places to get something. Like if you're cooking back here, you can reach in and turn the lights on or whatever accessories you might plug in. So it's just something handy to do. And then we also have the multifunction tailgate on this truck. So it's kind of a cool thing where it helps reaching in for things like the deck case if I wanted to reach something. And again, I'm lazy, I don't want to climb up on the tailgate. It also adds as a pretty cool step to have a Dr. Pepper. So the couple things you can't see, one of them you can certainly hear. You have the MagnaFlow Overlanding Series exhaust on this truck. And if you've seen some of the MagnaFlow exhausts in the past, they have that Helmholtz resonator that allows you to adjust the tune and the sound. This truck, being the 6.2 V8, does not give you that option because it's loud or louder, there's no difference. They did a dual chamber muffler that has a 2 exit that comes out and has a high clearance tip, so it does sit behind the bumper. On the factory bumpers, being that they're a little bit longer, it hides a little bit more than the Bison bumpers do, where it's a little bit higher, but you still see the tip is curved down out of the way. It sounds fantastic, and one of those mods we always put on trucks. The other thing you can't see is the AV skid package. Now, as I mentioned before, it incorporates to the front skids we have from CBI. This AV package covers the rest of the truck. So fuel tank, transfer case, transmission, and our diff skid. And these bumpers also have built-in skid plates as well, which can help with departure angles and doing any kind of serious rock crawling. So all in all, this thing is very well protected, both from CBI and AEV, and we're very confident taking this thing anywhere it needs to go. So now that we saved the best for last, we are in fact Peak, and we do make suspension. So what we did on this truck is our 2.5-inch DSC coilovers. They're an all aluminum dual speed compression coilover with adjustable reservoirs. They're height adjustable. On this truck, it's 2.25 inches of lift, which matches the same one we have for the 2-piece spacers and the Multimatics. Now you might ask yourself, why do we switch the shocks? Because the Multimatics are great. Well, they are great. There's nothing wrong with those shocks at all. However, they do have a shelf life. They will end up leaking and they aren't rebuildable. So that also means you can replace them as you need to because you can't rebuild them. Or if you want to upgrade to something that's more substantial and higher performance, this is definitely that. They are a night and day difference from the Multimatics. You could do a lot more speed, higher speed stuff. You can also, if you're having a loadout like an overland setup or a high speed setup, you can adjust your shocks to accommodate for either one of those things. We also have on our truck the new Billet control arms. So these are available now. These are in their new Peak Blue. Tire reinforcement sleeves. We have sway bar relocation bracket. So we've done everything we can to make this thing be a high performance, high speed truck that's also capable of crawling. We have a custom deaver pack we made in the back, and of course our rear piggyback shocks as well. This thing is dialed for everything you want to do, and these shocks are always in stock as well. We appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions, you know where to reach us. In the description will be a lot of links for products you've seen today, as well as where to get them. The last thing I want to mention too before we close out is a lot of people have asked us the differences between like the 3-liter diesel or the 6.2 V8s. Truth be told, they are the same truck. They have different drivetrains, but as far as weight is concerned between both engines, if that affects spring rates or any of our products, everything's interchangeable. There's no differences. So feel free, if you ever were looking at our products, they will fit both gas and diesel. But again, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.